So around 18 months ago now, we relaunched our Patreon as the Digital Foundry Supporter Program, introducing new tiers and a range of benefits to bring backers closer to the team, delivering a ton of bonus material, early access, and crucially, enabling us to create videos that simply wouldn't have happened otherwise. I'm here today to talk about that and to ask for your support again as we look to expand and innovate Digital Foundry coverage. So the supporter program doesn't just benefit supporters, but everyone. So let me explain how things have changed for us in the last 18 months since we kicked this off. First of all, enhanced support has allowed us to scale back over time and to bring in our new contributor, Oliver Mackenzie. The end result being the same amount of videos on YouTube, but created by less stressed, happier staff producing higher quality content. That's good for us. It's great for us actually, but that feeds back into a better Digital Foundry for you. Support also means that we aren't just reliant on YouTube to pay the bills. It means we don't need to do things like clickbait headlines or wacky thumbnails. The icky things that are really good for the YouTube algorithm that would likely give us a lot more views but just aren't a comfortable fit for our editorial values. But really, support is all about enabling us to create stuff we wouldn't have otherwise been able to do. A key promise we made when we relaunched our Patreon was to give more resources to DF Retro to create more retro content. And yeah, that's exactly what we've done.
That's right, Rich. The extra support made possible by our supporters has enabled a whole lot more DF Retro. It allows us the time and resources necessary to make it a much more regular thing on the channel. Since the relaunch, we've managed to produce over a dozen full-length episodes of DF Retro, including a near 3-hour look at the launch of the original Sony PlayStation, the Gran Turismo series up through the PS2 era, the F-Zero series, Super Star Wars, Splatterhouse, Motorstorm, Final Fantasy XIII, and even more than a 3-hour look at the PlayStation 3's Full HD library. These episodes can take weeks to produce, which is something I couldn't really afford to do before the supporter program. We've also produced tons of bonus content, including pickups, let's plays, and more in between those main episodes, which is always good fun. Heck, even Santa Claus paid me a visit to play a bunch of terrible Phoenix games last year.
I assure you, I am the ghost of Phoenix Past!
Oh, sorry, the Ghost of Phoenix Past. Plus, in the recent months, it has helped forge a collaboration with the always excellent folks from My Life in Gaming. There's a lot more great stuff on the way from all of us, and it wouldn't be possible without the DF Supporter Program. All this is to say, thanks to everyone that has supported us so far, and I look forward to all the newcomers.
So more DF Retro content and bigger, more ambitious projects, all of which have made their way back to the main channel, at which point the next DFR video is usually well into production. Patreon exclusive retro Q&As and pickups shows, PC time capsules where John and Alex compare period appropriate PC hardware to the consoles, playing key retro titles. It's all going on there. Thanks to continued support, DF Retro is much closer to where we want it to be now, but there's more work to be done. But let's quickly talk about benefits for supporting us. All backers get early access to DF Direct Weekly, a show that only exists because of support, by the way. Plus, backers have opportunities every week to help shape the show, suggesting topics, submitting questions for our Q&A section. Every Monday, we hold a content meeting with all staff, and minutes from that meeting are shared on the same day with all supporters. So you know what every team member is doing, and yeah, if we've missed something, you can suggest things that we should be looking at in the process. Oh yeah, and of course, high quality video downloads of every video we make. The benefit that kicked off our Patreon back in late 2016 is still a key part of what we're offering on the DF Supporter Program. And you'll get access to our Discord too, home to a brilliant, positive community. All that in our standard supporter tier. Moving on to the premium tier, in the last 18 months, premium supporters have had early access to around 100 videos. Pretty much any complete, non-embargoed content goes out to those supporters. In addition to that, there's been around 70 behind-the-scenes and bonus material videos, including 120 FPS video downloads, the most recent of those showing DLSS 3 the way it's meant to be seen. And all of that legacy content sits there on digitalfoundry.net. So if you join us at the premium and retro tiers, you can access all of that right now. Obviously though, we've got aspirations to do more, to do better, and a big part of that is PC. We've got a tech press out there that's pretty much the best it's ever been, but it's hardware focused with little regard to the quality of the games that you play. Yes, we want to innovate more and do more with PC hardware, but our unique insights and understanding into the way games play allows us to demystify settings, offer optimized settings, and where needed, make the case for better PC versions when ports fall short.
As Rich says, the fluidity and quality of PC versions is at the very core of my coverage at Digital Foundry, and I think it sets us apart in the PC gaming press. But going as far and as in-depth as I do on a per-game basis necessitates hours and a lot of work. I spend hours playing a game. I highlight exclusive PC graphical settings like ray tracing. I compare the PC game to the console versions, deriving their settings where possible. I generate a separate list of optimized settings for mid-range PCs. I detail any stuttering I find, and if I can, I often pit 2 or more GPUs from the different vendors against each other to see which comes out on top. That can easily take more than a week of raw work, and if any games are releasing in quick succession, that means I have to pick or choose which games we will cover at DF, and some games never get any coverage at all. That is why we want to expand our PC segment, to find other people passionate about gaming on PC like I am to help us out. With more people dedicated to PC at DF other than myself, we could cover a lot more. We could have optimized settings for more games at the game release. We could have more coverage per game for different PC gaming setups. Entire videos or segments in videos fully dedicated to Steam Deck and finding optimized Steam Deck settings. Optimized settings for 120 FPS? Why not? Dedicated coverage for ultra-wide monitor experiences. Sure, the breadth of things we could do and cover are as diverse as PC gaming is itself, and Patreon support would be key in enabling that.
So that's what it's all about. Over the last year and a half, the Digital Foundry Supporter Program has delivered a ton of extra content, transformed our working lives, and opened the door to some brilliant videos that just wouldn't have been possible otherwise. Supporting us now opens the door to more innovation, a bigger push for PC, and funding to revamp our bespoke in-house technologies to keep us at the bleeding edge of gaming analysis. So, patreon.com/Digital Foundry. Please consider joining us, and thanks for watching and supporting Digital Foundry.